Okay, everybody, it's Terry, and I'm back. And I am damn sure gonna try to not not drop. I didn't drop, but I'm gonna make sure that I don't lose my phone and let it drop from my tripod. But if it happens, don't hate on me. It's not my fault. Well, it is, but it's a natural occurrence, I should say. Okay, but anyway, this is another diary. And this is kind of lesson learned, especially when all of us, have to at some point get to a moment where you're about to purchase, and you might even go all the way to the point of putting them in your cart. But lesson learned is it's always good to hold off a little bit, because you never know what blessings are going to arrive. Somehow the orchid fairies, elves know what we like, especially if you've shopped long enough where they know you by name, and that probably only takes a handful of times where they get to know your tastes, what you like. So let me just tell you what I'm talking about. So, besides the fact that my friend Jess is MIA, but that I had just completed getting my Phalaenopsis list completely accomplished before the winter. And you also know that while I was in motion and in transition, I lost a lot. I lost most of my Phalaenopsis. And if you know me, you know that I will not rest until I get them back. So it is an orchid hunt that is starting all over again when it comes to Phalaenopsis. So this is what I got. Before I say this, these orchids came from, well, not all of them, but the entry here that I'm referring to is from Orchid Classics, which here is a tag, Franklin, Virginia. There is the www. Anyway, this is that plant, which is Tetraspis coffee, which we all know that plant. It can be a very pricey plant, but it is worth it because the flowers are unique. They are coffee-esque brown. They don't smell like coffee. They actually smell very, very nice, unique. I can't describe it right now because it escapes me, but it is more on the musky side, which probably might be off-putting to some people. But to me, it is complex and unique to what you generally get, which is more of a floral or that typical Bellina kind of chemical manufactured scent or fragrance. Anywho, that is, I do not like Tetraspis generally. Tetraspis is a bore to me. It is a white plant, white flower with, and I think some of them can have spots on them that, and in an irregular fashion and not in a uniform as far as across bloomings. I believe it can be different each time. But I think they are also very finicky. I've had success with Tetraspis coffee. for the most part. I've kept them on the moist side. I have these in the water bath, basically. They're in cash pots. Well, they're mugs, but there's no bottom, so I'm making sure that the roots are getting hydrated. Haven't done that yet for my tetraspis here, which is the coffee variety. Now, let me move on. The next one is Fal Bastianii Red. Now, I did not know such a thing exists, but Fal Bastianii has always been in my collection. In fact, it was probably one of the first ones that I got, that and Marii, which they are both similar. Actually, the first one I got was Amboyensis, which I got bored with. But anyway, that's another story. But Bastianii is a favorite of mine. This one, well, Bastianii and Marii, as I was saying, are similar in the fact that they have a pattern that is red stripes, maybe some fuchsia in there. Bastianii is not fragrant. Marii is fragrant. But this one is red, so I think this one is more of a solid color. But anyway, these are immature. They do not have spikes, although they probably are bloom size, but when they do get a spike, it is evergreen, meaning that as long as it's green, it can bloom. Okay, and moving over here, this is one that I did not get from Orchid Classics. This is Phalaenopsis corningana, which is another coveted, highly coveted. Similar in the regard that they're both patterned. Concentric rings, maybe, but red. This one is fragrant. Corningana is fragrant. Sometimes it can be a fragrance of from cinnamon to grape soda, depending on the clone and the variety. So, but these can also be finicky. These are all from the Philippines, and they generally like shade and heat, warm to hot temperatures, and they don't want to dry out at their roots. Okay, so the irony of this order is that I got a freebie. And I rarely get, well, I shouldn't say that. I get freebies a lot from certain people. But anyway, this place has never given me a freebie. And you know how I am about my species. And Pulchra is one that I've always kind of... Okay, I'll be right down. But yeah, this is something that I've always really coveted because it's very unique. It's kind of hard to get, although it's a little more available these days. This is totally a solid purple, almost grape-looking fuchsia colored flower. The ironic thing is that I didn't buy that plant. It was a gift, but I did order one. I have an order from Big Leaf Orchids. Big Leaf Orchids, yeah. Norman Fang, who I think, or is it Peter T. Lynn? I think it's Peter T. Lynn. But anyway, yeah, Norman Fang is Norman's. Okay, Peter T. Lynn. But I haven't got that shipment yet. But I could have held off on that shipment because I know I got a Pulchra, and if I would have held off on that, I would have got one for free and I could have saved my money. Because I really don't need two. And I know that order was because I wanted to get a Pulchra. Anyway, those are some new Phalaenopsis. I'm just going to go around for a little bit and then I'm going to head out of here and go down and watch the game because although my team is gone, long gone, there is still lots of games going on right now, and I'm just going to catch them. But I did notice that slowly but surely, my Path de Lenatii is opening it up. Maybe tomorrow. But you can kind of see into the throat. St. Swithin and Julius. There is a story behind Julius. One of these days, I used to know a guy named Julius. Well, I still do. And we were very, very close. Not what you're thinking, but just as friends. I mean, I think we must have seen each other every day. We cooked once a month with each other. We would rotate, and I would cook one month, and then he would cook the next month. And it was generally something out of a Julia Child's cookbook, The Art of French Cooking. And then we would have a dinner with friends. But we would alternate the cooking. So this is my no, it's not an Aranthes. It's a Sartorchis arcuata that I just put it in here last week. And I am just checking on these little nubbins in here that are spikes. There's that one. I need to give this a drink. There's another one over here on this side that perhaps will be a spike. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And let me get my cord out from Mini Mark. Okay, folks. So yeah, it pays to be patient. You never know when those blessings are going to grace you, save you some coin. We know orchids are expensive enough. Trust me. Cannot wait for this. Gatton Sunray. That is Jermaine Vincent. And actually, I think I am smelling it right now. Yes, I smell, and I'm smelling. But this just look at it and you smell it. Okay, we've already been through that today. But I wanted to show you my Phalaenopsis. And thanks for watching. Enjoy your orchids. Bye.